What's going on? We back. Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence Jr. Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen next? There's been a lot of people talking lately after one of the heads at Fox was talking about how the fight that they're trying to get made is Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence in May. And, people are, starting to believe more and more that fight's going to happen. And, yeah, I absolutely can see it happening. I think it's definitely going to happen this year. I think that for sure. I'm not necessarily sure if it's going to happen next, but it definitely could. I think, I've always said Manny Pacquiao's an opportunist. He's going to try to get you, if he can get you coming off anything sketchy, he's going to get you. He's going to get you then. You know what I mean? Like a Shane Mosley catching him after he lost to Floyd Mayweather, and he comes back, has a draw against Sergio Mora, then he faces him. Ricky Hatton, who had just came off the loss to Floyd Mayweather, then he faced Ricky Hatton. Oscar De La Hoya had a couple L's. He brought them down to a weight that he hadn't been at in forever. Dude didn't hydrate at all. He was the same weight on the next day as he was during the weigh-in. So he was a dead man walking. If he can get you in situations like that, he's going to get you. So Keith Thurman had a horrible performance against Josesito Lopez. Almost got stopped. He said, yeah, that's the right time. So the fact that, Earl Spence is coming off this accident, where you don't know where he might be mentally, even they're saying physically he's fine, but you never know. So I definitely could see Manny Pacquiao being, all right, this is the best opportunity. I could do it at the end of the year, but this is better. It's definitely better. And then it's also a risk-reward thing, because, PBC, I think he has one more fight, under PBC, but I think he's trying to keep a long relationship with them, especially when it comes to like all his, the fighters that he has, and it's a great platform for them to be on. So he's probably going to re-sign with them after this fight, unless somebody gives him some crazy bread. Like DAZN might be like, hey, we'll give you $50 million to come fight Mikey Garcia or something stupid like that, and he'd be an idiot not to take something like that. And yes, DAZN would do something idiotic like that. That's just what they do. But yeah, so I could see him definitely, taking the fight due to a risk versus reward situation, because for $20 million, they're not going to pay you to fight the Josesito Lopez or some low tier fighter. You know what I mean? Kind of like a DAZN will basically do. They're not going to do that. You're going to have to fight one of the main guys, especially with it being on pay-per-view. That means it's Sean Porter, it's Danny, or it's Earl Spence. Maybe he might pick Danny, but Danny can beat you. Danny catches you with one of those shots, you're going to go down, you're going to be hurt. And with the Keith Thurman, the performance that he had and the way he was looking, honestly, you could have picked any one of the top guys, a guy that he had just beaten, Sean Porter, Danny, and they would have been the favorite in those fights. And Keith Thurman also admitted, he was like 30-something pounds overweight before the Josesito Lopez fight, but then he was 30-something plus pounds overweight before the Manny Pacquiao fight as well. And guess what he is right now? About 35 pounds overweight right now. So, yeah, that's basically who he faced. You're going to have to face one of these guys. So when you're facing a Danny, you're facing a Sean Porter, you're facing a Earl Spence, you're clearly going to fight a higher level of competition than you did when you faced Keith Thurman because of the condition that he's put himself in. So risk and reward. Do you really want to fight a Sean Porter like that? With his rugged style, the way he mauls, the way he gets on you? Do you really want to face that? Do you really want to face a Danny where he can catch you with something and put you out cold? Do you really want to, take the chance for something like that? Or do you want to, knowing that you're going to have to face Earl Spence later on probably anyway? Or do you want to catch a guy like this? Catch him early, catch him now coming off the situation that he's in, where you might have a little edge on your side when it comes to the fight, in a fight that's going to do over 1 million pay-per-views. He's gonna do over 1 million pay-per-views. This will be Manny Pacquiao's biggest payday since the Floyd Mayweather fight. You know, this could be a $40 million fight for the way the venues are gonna fight over that bout. You know, with the amount of pay-per-views you're gonna do, with the amount those tickets are gonna be. Them tickets are gonna be crazy expensive. You know, the money you're gonna make off the concessions, the gate, the money you're gonna make off of, you know, the merchandise, the people who are gonna want to be part of the event, the sponsors, and the amount of money they're gonna be putting up. This is a monstrous payday for Manny Pacquiao, to the level where it's like, even if you lose, it's kind of like, so what? It's almost like, so what, with the amount of money that you're actually going to make off that particular fight. So absolutely, I definitely 100% can see it happening next. And if it does happen next, and they do fight, you know, let's say Earl Spence wins a particular fight. I know people are going to be saying, oh yeah, then we can do the Crawford fight and this and that. Man, I don't think that Crawford fight's going to happen after that either. I think before that Crawford fight happens, I think Danny Garcia is going to be given his shot at a pay-per-view. He's going to be given a pay-per-view. Sean Porter got his. Keith Thurman got his. The only person who hasn't got their pay-per-view in this equation, their big, huge payday right now, has been Danny Garcia. So I think Danny Garcia is definitely going to get his shot before that happens. And I know people will be saying, oh, you know, that's BS, blah, 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 blah. Yo, man, like the saying says, like Drake said, you know what I mean? Kobe, my nigga, about to lose 160 M's. Shorty, you wasn't with him shooting in the gym? Yo, Terence Crawford wasn't with these dudes shooting in the gym with Al Heyman. When everything was on the line, these guys risked themselves. They said, now we're going to go against the status quo. We're going to ride with you. You want to leave HBO? Cool, we're going to ride with you. You want to separate from Golden Boy? We're going to ride with you. Regardless of what the road is that you're going to, put yourself on, we here. We riding on you. We're on this train. We on this train, and if it falls off the rail, so be it. We're going to do it together. And they kind of put things on the line when they did that. They kind of put it on the line, and they believed in this man, and they believed in his vision, and they believed in where they were going to take him, and they roll with him. You know what I'm saying? So Al Heyman's going to take care of his own when it comes to that situation. He's going to take care of the ones that was with him shooting in the gym. And Danny was with him shooting in the gym, and he's going to make sure that Danny gets his shot at that carrot, you know, before, you know, Terence Crawford gets put into the equation. Hey, unless you know, unless Terence Crawford wants to take the deal that they put in front of him. I don't know what it is, but something was put in front of him multiple times, and they've said no to it. So maybe in that situation, yeah, where they'll take care of Danny in another way. Where they'll give him that, you know, they'll make sure he gets a lot of bread over maybe a 2-fight situation where he's good, and then later on they'll still give him that shot after that. That could happen too, you know. But in 50-50 stuff like this that this man's been asking for, I don't see that happening. And because of that, I think they're trying to stay steadfast on that. So because of that, I don't see that fight. If this Manny Pacquiao versus Earl Spence fight does happen, I don't see that Terence Crawford fight happening. I don't see it happening in 2020. And it looks like these guys are going to stay steadfast on what they offered him. And they're not doing that 50-50. This ain't going to be Wilder versus Tyson Fury type of situation. I think there's going to be a situation where I think Earl Spence is like, yo, I put in this work. I fought these guys. I did these pay-per-views. And take the short end of the stick, or I could just move on because I got other people I can fight at 154 too. But we'll see what happens. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.